Jamie, a high school student, is suddenly taken into police custody, leaving her parents helplessly following behind. A month before, Jamie chats with her friend at school about her one-year anniversary plans with Donnie. When Danny joins them and interrupts, Jamie changes the subject, mentioning she plans to say goodbye to her teacher, Cohen. Jamie surprises Cohen with a gift as she prepares to leave school. Cohen praises Jamie's academic excellence and encourages her to keep striving for her dreams. Jamie asks about her new teacher, Mr. Matson, and Cohen reassures her she'll be great. When the new teacher arrives, the principal highlights the school's achievements, including the baseball team featuring Danny. Jamie shares her application to Whit-Andale University, but a heartfelt talk with her mother reveals troubling news. Her family's financial struggles may require using her college savings to prevent foreclosure. Jamie storms out and seeks refuge at Danny's house. Their moment is interrupted by Danny's mother, prompting Jamie to leave. Afterwards, Danny's mother urges him to make amends with Jamie, but the conversation turns tense when Danny learns his father caused Jamie's family's hardship by firing her dad. Danny resents his parents' focus on his Stanford dreams, ignoring the harm they've caused. The next day, Miss Matson, the new teacher, introduces herself to the class and immediately sets an exam, which frustrates the students, explaining that she is adhering to Mr. Cohen's curriculum. After the exam, she approaches Danny, asking about his academic performance and how he is managing overall. She emphasizes the importance of keeping his grades up if he wants to remain on the baseball team, and that the principal notifies her. Matson takes the opportunity to ask if they can meet after school to discuss his grades further, and Danny agrees. During their meeting, the conversation takes a personal turn when Matson casually asks if Danny has a girlfriend. He promptly confirms that he does and mentions that Jamie is his girlfriend. Despite this, Matson starts to develop an interest in Danny, even though he is clearly in a relationship. Before Danny leaves, Matson offers to help him with his paper, adding that she has free time on Thursday after school and can also assist him in preparing for his upcoming midterms. Danny declines Matson's offer to meet after school, explaining that he wants to spend time with Jamie for their anniversary. Matson offers to help him with his paper and subtly asks for his number, further blurring the lines of professionalism. At the same time, Matson reaches out to Danny through a text, subtly drawing him closer to her. However, their exchange is abruptly cut short when Jamie's father unexpectedly arrives at their house.
Dad, come on, please.
Let's go.
Jamie is disheartened to receive a C on her paper and worried about her scholarship and asks Matson for a chance to improve her grade. Matson assigns extra work with a strict next-day deadline, leaving Jamie overwhelmed after reflecting on Matson's advice about priorities. Jamie commits to focusing on her academic future. When she shares her decision with Danny, he dismisses the importance of grades, straining their relationship further, hoping to mend things. Danny gives Jamie an anniversary gift. Later, he encounters Matson, who charmingly persuades him to join her, hinting at something special. On the other side, Danny ends up at a bar later that evening. There he unexpectedly crosses paths with Matson, and the two share a few beers. Initially reluctant to drink with his teacher, Danny hesitates, but is reassured by Matson's insistence that it's just one beer, and their conversation will remain strictly confidential as they talk. The discussion naturally shifts to Danny's relationship with Jamie. Matson listens intently, subtly probing for details about their dynamic. Meanwhile, Jamie, feeling guilty for canceling their anniversary plans, decides to check in on Danny. She calls her friend Heather to ask if she knows where he might be. Heather mentions that Danny was supposed to meet friends at Trent's place. However, when Jamie contacts Trent, she learns that Danny never showed up. Matson gives Danny her address, offering help with his studies. Glancing at the car mirror, she's briefly lost in memories of childhood trauma, but Danny's arrival interrupts her thoughts. Tension builds between them, nearly leading to a kiss, but Danny pulls away and leaves.
I should probably get back to my car.
The next day, Jamie asks Danny about his whereabouts the previous night. Danny lies, claiming he had gone to Trent's place during the party. Jamie apologizes to Danny for ruining their anniversary and expresses a desire to make amends. However, when Danny attempts to take their relationship to a more intimate level, Jamie declines, leaving Danny frustrated and causing him to leave. Meanwhile, Danny receives a text from Matson, who claims her car is broken down and asks if he knows anything about fixing cars. Danny responds affirmatively and heads over to help. Before he arrives, Matson deliberately tampered with the car's engine to make it appear as though it's experiencing mechanical problems. When Danny arrives, he inspects the car and quickly identifies the issue as a loose negative battery terminal. Unaware of Matson's scheme, he fixes the problem and reassures her that the car is fine, completely oblivious to her hidden intentions.
This is your negative battery terminal?
Matson invites Danny inside to wash his hands, which are dirty from fixing her car. While inside, she continues to flirt, and despite his initial hesitation, Danny eventually gives in and kisses her. Matson reassures him, promising it's fine and that she won't tell anyone. Danny, conflicted but convinced, leaves a few hours later and heads home. When he arrives, he finds Jamie waiting for him. She immediately senses something is wrong and questions him about where he has been and who he was with. Danny tries to dodge her questions with vague excuses, but Jamie grows increasingly frustrated by his lies. Danny's mother steps out and commands Danny to call a cab for Jamie. Then Jamie decides to drive herself home, unwilling to tolerate the tense situation any longer. When Jamie arrives home, she finds her mother on the phone with Danny's mother. Jamie's mother immediately questions her, suspecting she has been drinking, which Jamie denies, claiming she only had one drink. The next day, Jamie is disheartened to receive another C on her second paper, mirroring the score from her first attempt. Frustrated, she begins to suspect that Matson may have a personal bias against her. Encouraged by her friend, Jamie considers speaking to Matson about the grade again. However, as class ends, Jamie notices Matson and Danny talking closely, their body language sparking unease during their conversation. Later, Jamie confronts Danny about Matson's seemingly unfair grading practices and how it's affecting her. Danny appears skeptical, questioning why Matson would intentionally sabotage Jamie. Feeling isolated, Jamie is left to process her frustrations alone. Danny confronts Matson after school about Jamie's accusations of unfair grading. Matson denies the claim, insisting Jamie is overthinking their conversation. It takes a shocking turn as Danny and Matson share another kiss. Jamie witnesses the moment through a window, heartbroken and betrayed by both Danny and Matson. She runs away, overwhelmed by the weight of their actions. After witnessing the betrayal, Jamie storms off with Danny chasing after her, desperate to explain. She shuts him down, accusing him and Matson of ruining her academic future. Danny pleads with her not to tell his father, warning it would lead to him being cut off. At home, Jamie's mother notices her distress and questions her, but Jamie brushes it off with biting sarcasm, refusing to share the turmoil inside. Meanwhile, Matson is left grappling with her spiraling mental state, battling a harsh inner critic that leaves her feeling increasingly unstable. When Danny ignores her text message attempting to take control of the situation, she decides to confess her grim mistake to Jamie. However, Jamie coldly dismisses her apology with sharp sarcasm, unwilling to forgive so easily. Feeling cornered, Matson confides to the principal, describing Jamie's behavior as concerning, but insisting on handling the matter herself, possibly in hopes of redeeming her actions. Her attempts to save face only deepen the conflict. Danny learns of Matson's deliberate actions against Jamie, and disgusted and ashamed, he ends his inappropriate relationship with Matson, seeking to mend his relationship with Jamie. Danny suggests they have an honest discussion about where they stand now that he has cut ties with Matson. Despite Danny's rejection, Matson clings to the hope of rekindling something. Danny texts to meet her at the park, yet her inner voice reminds her of her fears that no one will truly want her or forgive her. Shutting out the negativity, Matson gathers her resolve and heads to the park, determined to face whatever awaits her. At the park, Jamie attempts to flirt with Danny, but he remains cold and unresponsive with a stern expression. He tells her he dislikes the way Matson has been treating her, showing no interest in rekindling any connection with Matson despite her pleas for him to stay and talk. Danny leaves her alone in the park. As he walks away, Matson's emotions spiral out of control in a moment of panic and rage. She gets into her car and drives toward Danny, hitting him, realizing the severity of what she's done. Matson becomes frantic. She hides Danny's injured body, cleaning the blood off her car. Her desperation pushes her to go to Jamie's house later that night. Unnoticed, she smears some of Danny's blood on Jamie's car in an attempt to frame her. Meanwhile, Jamie hears noises outside her house and asks her father to investigate. Her father reassures her that there's nothing to worry about, but the two fail to catch Matson in the act of planting the false evidence. The next day, Matson visits an auto repair shop to address the damage to her car. The repairman agrees to clean it up quickly, but demands extra payment for the rushed and discreet job. Matson, desperate to cover her tracks, agrees without hesitation. The next day, police discuss the case of a teenager found dead in the park. At home, Jamie tries calling Danny, but gets no response. Her mother receives a call from the police revealing that the body belongs to Danny. Jamie and her mother are asked to visit the station. At the station, they encounter Danny's grieving parents, who blame Jamie for his death. A heated confrontation is avoided as the police intervene. During questioning, Jamie reveals that Danny had planned to visit her after breaking up with his teacher, Matson. The police are asking about evidence of Matson's relationship with Danny. Jamie hesitantly confirmed her confessions, prompting the police to investigate further. Later, the police interviewed Matson at her house, where she denied any inappropriate relationship with Danny and blamed Jamie for making false accusations due to her recent behavior. Matson provides an alibi, claiming she was at the movies when the incident occurred. The next day, the police search Jamie's house and discover blood on her car's front. Leaving Jamie shocked, they arrest her for Danny's death. Despite her protests of innocence, Jamie's parents reassure her that she'll be released soon, and their words prove true when she's freed from custody. Convinced Matson is guilty, Jamie tells her mother Hall, who starts watching Matson closely. At the garage, the owner stays silent, but a worker unexpectedly confirms Matson's presence. Jamie devises a plan to trap Matson and obtain a confession. Late at night, she sneaks out of her house and heads to Matson's house. Just as Jamie is about to record Matson's confession, Matson realizes that Jamie is recording, and she breaks the phone. After a heated confrontation, Matson lunges at Jamie with a knife, but a police officer intervenes just in time. As the detective begins explaining Matson's crimes, she suddenly attacks him and tries to flee. However, Jamie steps in, pointing a gun to stop her until more officers arrive to arrest Matson. Jamie receives an acceptance letter from Whit-Andale University the next day, finally seeing a hopeful path toward her dream future. And with that, the movie ends.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and smash the bell button. Write in the comments section what kind of movie you would like to see next.